I'm the Fantastic Stranger, and you are no stranger than I. If you want to find out why I'm the Fantastic Stranger, check out my Instagram in the link below. My name is Sean Mahoney, and I offer you a peek at the entertainment industry. With that said, let's dive right into it. Due to the character that you portrayed as Lucifer, I have lingering questions for you about life, the universe, and everything in between. My
Mhm.
question to you is, why do you feel we are here, and what is our purpose?
Well, we're here because we were born. I don't think there is any overarching plan from the universe as to why we are here. But once we're here, we could make the choice to either live or die. We are unique in that sense. Most animals just take it as a given and have instinct that they just always act for their lives until they run out of the knowledge to be able to do that, and then they perish. Human beings have the choice of living or dying. And if I want to live, that means I have to think, and that's a tremendous responsibility. What am I here for? I personally think I'm here to create value and values that other people want. In some respects, that's intellectual values and spiritual values. I might say something to somebody whom I'm teaching that unlocks something inside of them and changes their life for the better forever and ever and ever. So I think you're here to make the world a better place, to produce something of value, and to exchange that stuff with other people who then grow and change. Now that doesn't mean you have a responsibility to do that. I just think that's the way in which human beings live if you choose to live.
I like that answer a lot. Um, Too often people worry about their, let's call it destiny, and they struggle to find out where they are. I feel if you just take a moment and breathe and think, like you're saying, think about what it is you want to do, think about what it is that your purpose is, that you feel your purpose is. You would find it so much easier than worrying about tomorrow or worrying about what you said or did wrong yesterday.
Yeah, I find that a lot of that anxiety comes when you compare yourself to others, as opposed to finding your own path. I don't know that there is such a thing as destiny. Destiny to me implies there's something written in a celestial book somewhere. You're not privy to it. You're trying to find it, but the path for you is out there somewhere. You sort of have to discover it. That's sort of a Platonic concept, right? That ideas are out there in the universe and you grab them, you recall them. I don't look at life that way. I don't think that's the way the world works. You determine where you're going to go. And yeah, you may have points in time where you're not exactly sure what that is, but then you just ask yourself what's important to you and really ask yourself those questions. What's important to you? And then go about, trying to realize that as best as you can.
That is very insightful. I've always lived under the principle that we are here for a reason, but that reason is up to us to determine, and that reason is up to us to decide. No one can tell you what that reason is, and no one can take that away from you. And that choice is there for you to make in the end.
Yeah.
Um, I wanted to ask you in correlation to that question being something with Lucifer. If you had a chance to go back and choose the song that played when Lucifer was resurrected in Supernatural, what song would you choose?
One of the things I love about Supernatural is that it merges that horror sci-fi with classic rock, I don't know. I mean, you could say Back in Black. I mean,
Mm.
maybe something from Black Sabbath too,
Ooh,
like The Wizard. I don't know if you know that song, The Wizard,
I
but
think so.
it's really, really cool. So yeah, you could pick almost any great like heavy metal tune or classic rock tune from the 70s, 60s, 70s and find a space for it in Lucifer's Resurrection. And yeah, you should listen to The Wizard. If you haven't listened to The Wizard, check it out.
I absolutely will, and that's by Black Sabbath as well.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
will. I'll listen to that tonight, actually. Um, uh, I absolutely love the fact that Supernatural has not only utilized classic rock, like you were saying, in the horror genre, it also educated a lot of people on classic rock because there were a lot of people who didn't listen to classic rock until Supernatural hit the air. What was it, back in 2005?
Yeah.
So once 2005 came around, all those classic rock songs that they placed into there became mainstream media again, and it was so great to hear those songs
Oh
played
yeah.
on almost every episode.
Okay, listen. I gotta play this for you. Even though you said you were gonna listen. All right, I have to play it for you, okay?
I love that you went on and looked that up.
I just had to. I apologize, but I want to see if you agree with me. Are you
Are
ready?
you good?
There it goes.
Oh no, I can't hear it. I actually cannot hear it.
Really?
No. Hold on a second. I'm gonna do something here. I'm gonna try something here. The Wizard?
Yes, by Black
Okay.
Sabbath.
Here we go. Can you hear this? You can't hear it?
No, it's crazy.
Oh my God. That's insane that you can't hear
Well, listen to it. I was hoping we could share the time, but oh well.
it. Apparently, Zoom has copyright strikes there that says, nope, you can't play that.
Yeah, maybe that's it. The ghost of Ozzy Osbourne is saying, "Don't do that, mate. It's my song."
You know what? I definitely think that if he's here right now, no, I'm not gonna mess with that. Um, the best thing about that show was the fact that it utilized sci-fi, horror, and music to bring so many people together to form such a cult following that what has it been in like 6 years since the finale hit the air? It still
Yeah.
resonates so deeply rooted into the supernatural family still today. You guys
Yeah.
are still attending the Creation ENT conventions. You guys are still traveling to other cons and other press events solely for Supernatural. It's not even on the air anymore, and it's still like it is. It's still like it never left.
Yeah, so there's a supernatural convention in Manchester, England, where they're bringing all the cast into Manchester. It sold out in 2.5 hours.
Oh, wow. That
Pretty,
is
pretty cool.
insane. How do you feel about being a part of something that big?
Lucky. I feel lucky, because it's one of those shows. I don't know if there's a show like this really to this extent that is passed on from generation to generation. So I will sometimes poll an audience at a convention and ask how many of them is their first convention and how many of them is just have just been introduced to Supernatural. And I'd
Mm,
say a good 80% of the audience are all new.
wow.
Yep.
That's insane how much of a reach it still has today.
Yeah, it's great.
Um,
Thank you, CW. Thank you, Jared Padalecki and Jensen Eccles for having a great chemistry with each other that
yes,
everybody just really responds to.
absolutely. And the other thing too, right? Like when I first started watching Supernatural, the very first time I tried it, I watched the first episode and I said, you know what, I'll come back to it later. It's a show where it seems like I need like months off or something to watch. And then about maybe a year or so later, I ended up going on a medical leave from work. I had a open heart surgery,
Mm.
and I remember during recovery sitting down and watching every season from 1 to 7, and I caught up just in time to see the angels falling from heaven, and
Cool.
that hooked me
Yeah.
from the get-go. What's your favorite episode that you did?
that I did. Oh
Yes.
boy. I mean, I'm a fan of the season 5 Lucifer, to be honest with you. So Hammer of the Gods is really cool because what I like about Lucifer, the early Lucifer as opposed to the later Lucifer, Lucifer didn't talk much, but he was fucking scary. He was he was funny. He was the smartest, baddest dude in any room, and he proved it in Hammer of the Gods when he took all the pagan gods out like they were freaking nothing. And then the cherry on top, he freaking killed Gabriel. Right? So it's like he was so freaking bad. Like I loved him. And one of my favorite scenes is a scene with Misha where Lucifer's trying to recruit Castiel, get him away from the Winchesters and come on his side as a fellow fallen angel. And Castiel stakes his claim for the Winchesters.
Mhm.
And just that scene between two focused gunfighters, right, that are like in a duel to the death. But what I loved about the way the scene ends is when Castiel says, "I'll die." Basically, he's like, "I'll
Mm.
die for them," and my response is, "I suppose you will." And but it's it's painful. And you saw, I think, in those great turns. I think that episode was filmed by Phil Sgrigicci as one of the executive producers. Great director, great editor, really super dude too. And he filmed all that stuff, and you saw all those
Yes.
articulated moments. That's good television, man. I dig that.
It is, and there's no television quite like it today. I mean, yeah, you have your Stranger Things, and you have your, I don't know what else is even on TV these days. But the shows that are on now, they're lucky to last a season. You guys lasted for 15 seasons, 20 years of Supernatural, and you guys were just celebrating 20 years of Supernatural last year. It's absolutely mind-boggling to me how much of a cult following and how long that show went on for,
Yeah.
being a scripted television show and being such a cinematic event to watch every week.
Well, I mean, I attribute that to, Jared and Jensen being good at the helm, being great people to work with and work for. And everybody, who was at the top of the call sheet being great, but also the crew. The crew was fantastic. They were, great people. We still talk today, and we're still friends today. And that's a unique thing in Hollywood where the crew and the cast are integrated with each other and friends with each other. And so it feels like you're making something, you're making a project with your buddies, or your family.
Mm.
And I think that labor of love and the enjoyment that we all got from each other shows on the screen.
I I agree 100%, and they say that it takes a family to make a project that special and that meaningful, and you guys were a family, and even today I still see very much a family from all of you, and it's wonderful to see each of you at the cons, and it's wonderful to see that you haven't lost your chemistry
Yeah.
either. Would you come back for season 16 if they asked you to?
Yeah. If they asked me to, I would do it in a second. I love those guys.
I would love to see you return. I'd love to see the boys return. Let's hope for season 16 soon.
Jared and Jensen are busy. Jared produces stuff now. He's acting in it, but he's also producing stuff. So
Mhm.
that's huge. And Jensen's doing a couple of TV shows now, including Vought Rising, which I was in, and really thoroughly enjoyed working with him on. So
Mhm.
that's a show that could potentially go on to a few seasons, I hope, because he's the main guy.
Absolutely. And that actually kind of leads me to my next question for you. So you are, as you just said, slated to appear a star in the boys spin-off series titled Vought Rising. Is there anything that you can tell us on what to expect and how it will differ from the boys?
I think it's the origin story. So we're going to be in a very interesting time in American history. I think it was a time of great controversy and conflict. I think people are going to find very enjoyable. with the Vought universe planted within that very complicated history. I think it's going to be cool. And it's racy. It doesn't hold back. It doesn't pull punches. And I think people are going to find it shocking in a good way, I hope. Maybe a little cathartic in a good way. And we'll see, man. Knowing about how Vought was formed and who formed it, it was a very interesting thought to me when I first saw episode one, season one. I wanted to know how this universe came about, and now we're gonna know.
If I may ask, and I'll edit this out if you say no. Um, are you playing a hero or a villain?
I never play a villain.
Understood. You never play a villain. I like
Never,
that answer.
never.
I am excited to see it. Is there a slated release date for it?
All I know that is somewhere in 2027. So I think they're done with the primary editing. And then it's going to be a matter of CGI. And there's a lot of CGI, as you can imagine, because it's a crazy superhero thing with lots of crazy stuff going on. So they got to make that all work with the special effects. And they do such a great job on The Boys. And it's the
Yes,
same
they do.
crew coming over from The Boys. By the way, one of the best crews I've ever worked with in my life. I love them all. And I said to them, as Paul Gorlick was sitting there, he's the executive producer of it. He was the showrunner. I said, Supernatural. I said there was with Phil Skrigičius sitting there too. He was directing our reshoots, and I said, man, Supernatural was always my favorite crew in the world to work with, and now it's Vought Rising, the boys crew, because they were just great.
That's amazing. I'm even more excited to see it. I saw the first trailer that dropped, and it looks so good. It looks so good. I'm excited to see superheroes coming back. I'm excited to see superheroes on television again, and in such a grittier and darker ways. You guys can see Mark Pellegrino in the Vought Rising coming soon. So keep your eyes out for a release date and more trailers. And like you said, I think this is gonna blow our minds and shock us in good ways.
I know I have some ADR, audio dialogue replacement, that I have to do in July. So that's after they've locked everything picture wise. So I'll be able to get a little look at it in July, and I can't wait to see it. And I'll be in a sound studio, so they'll have a screen about the size of a movie screen that I'll be able to see. Hopefully, sometimes they're smaller, but hopefully it'll be the size of a movie screen.
I hope they give you the biggest movie screen that you can have for it. That would be
That'd be
great.
nice. That would be nice.
I'm gonna advocate for that for you. You guys better give Mark Pellegrino the biggest screen that you guys can to have him watch it. So
Cool.
let's make that happen.
Yeah, man.
Mark, I have one final question to you today,
Sure.
and it actually goes back to your statement about how you love the crew of Vought Rising. And my question to you on that is, being in such a prestigious career that you've had in terms of acting and in terms of film, do you feel that the film industry does everything they can to protect the working people that makes your project possible?
Um, yeah, I'm not sure I understand what you mean by that. So elaborate a little more.
Yeah, so like, do they do everything they can to make sure that your crew members are treated equally and treated fairly and made sure that they get what they've signed up for?
I think that is a project by project discussion. Certainly on
Okay.
this show, um, the showrunner was a great guy who everybody was treated with dignity, and there was none of those cast lines where you're above what they call above the line or below the line, and people in Hollywood treat you different if you're above the line or below the line. None of that happened. We ate together, we broke bread together. I loved these people were with me when my dog passed away. My
Oh,
Frankie, as you see here, his tattoo. I
oh,
have his little face here. I have his little paw. right here on my heart.
Oh, that's so sweet.
He was they met him, and he passed away literally the morning I had to travel for to do some shooting in Toronto. They were so amazing for me. I was crying all day long, and I cried, and I've been crying.
Uh,
I still cry. The after tomorrow is 9 months since he's passed.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Well, thank you. It breaks my heart, but they were just amazing, and they grieved with me,
Oh,
and that's fucking special, man. And so yeah, that kind of stuff, whether crew is treated well, it depends on your location. It depends on the company, right? The network. And then more than any of that, it depends on who's running the show, because that kind of the attitudes trickle down from the top. And Paul was a fantastic showrunner, just a super great human being to work for, and super down to earth, super caring, and just made life so much easier for all of us. So, I think on that show, yeah, everybody was treated pretty doggone good.
that's so wholesome to hear. And again, I'm so sorry about the loss that you went through during all of that. And
It's killing me.
it's amazing that they all came together for you and they were there for you. And I have to ask, you sent me a cameo over the last couple of months, and you showed me a dog. That wasn't the same dog in the cameo, was it? It was like a couple months ago.
No, was I in Paris at the time?
I think you were in Portugal.
Oh yeah, so okay, from Portugal. Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's Ziggy. That's my wife's dog. He was
Okay.
born in September, so the same month my Frankie passed away, he
Oh,
was born.
God.
And so he's 9 months now. And I told she told me she wanted to get another dog, and she lives mostly in Paris. I said I'm not ready for it. I love my dog too much. I just simply can't make the transition. So he's yours. You take care of him. Everything about him will be yours. I'm just not ready to take on that emotional burden right now. It's too much for me, and I'm still too in love with my dog, and I'll probably always be in love with him, and I love Ziggy. I have a great time with him, you know, but he's not Frankie. Frankie was my soul dog, and
Oh,
you know, you can't replace that.
it's great to hear that you have that connection to Frankie to the depth that he still lives in your heart. You're not going to forget about him.
I
So
cry about him every day. He's my baby.
I
And here
believe it.
I have his ashes with me too on this little ring where you see his picture on
Wow.
this ring. I always keep his ashes with me on some
That,
part of my body. I also have an urn necklace that I wear. That's right now. It's over his. He has an urn with his picture on it that's right next to my bed that I can look at every night. And right now
wow.
his necklace is over there. But
That's so sweet.
my boy.
We had a Lhasa Apsobeshan a long time ago, and he was unfortunately taken from us in a car accident, and it broke us to the point where we couldn't even get a dog for like another 10 to 12 years. We just got one back in November, and let me tell you, I'm so happy with this dog. I love this dog to death. His name is Cosmo. He's my little
Cosmo.
buddy. He's my little buddy. He likes to snuggle up in my arm and lay in bed with me. And even though I have a dog here, I can't help but remember my old dog was named Duffy. I can't help but remember all the moments that I had with Duffy, and it does bring some peace and serenity to me that I now have a new little companion by my side when I'm home alone and I gotta
Yeah.
throw it around. But the ownership and the companionship that you had over your original pet, over your original companion, will never go away, and you will always miss them.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. And I'm thinking, Frankie will let me know when it's time to get another dog, and I may see a little piece of him in the dog that if I get a dog in the future, because with me and him it happened like instantly. I saw him and I'm like, I'm in love. And I never ever wavered from that first moment that I saw him and picked him up and held him in my arms. I was like, I'm done. I'm done. And that has to happen again, for me.
Yes.
And I think it would only happen if I see a piece of Frankie in him. Otherwise, I don't know. I don't know, man. I love
That's
him. I miss him.
I'm so sorry.
He's everywhere. He's my baby.
Oh, he's so cute.
He's very cute.
That's exactly how it was with Cosmo. We went to the animal shelter and we looked at him, and he immediately gravitated to my dad. And he immediately bonded with my dad. It's to the point where if my dad steps out of the house for 5 minutes, he's crying like a baby.
Mm,
He can't be away from dad too long, otherwise he goes nuts.
yeah.
And you just know in a moment like that that that's your dog, and I know you're gonna find that connection again. It might take time, but Frankie will absolutely point you to the right one and point you to the right moment.
Hey, man, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with not doing that. So long as I get to see him at the end of it all, I'm all right.
Absolutely. Well, Mark, I hate ending this on such an emotional note.
It's
Um,
good.
but I want to say thank you so much for taking your time. I know you are so busy, and
Thanks, man.
quite honestly, I have to say to you that Supernatural has meant so much to me, and just the lessons that you guys have taught everyone over the years has meant so much to me, and for you to come on to my show means the world. So I want to say a big thank you for coming on.
I appreciate that, man. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, and I hope we can have you on again soon.
Anytime.
You got it. Ladies and gentlemen, be sure to check out for more trailers of Vought Rising. And if you could drop your link one more time to the American Capitalist Party,
AmericanCapitalistParty.org.
you got it. Check out AmericanCapitalistParty.org if you guys want to learn more. Mark, thank you so much, and I hope you have a great night.
Thanks, man. Peace.